So next up we have our roasted garlic parmesan chickpeas. And this is going to be our snack recipe of the day. As we know, the grocery aisles are packed with processed snacks, chips, salty pretzels, things like that. So we really want to try to limit those types of foods in our diet and add in healthy fresh vegetables, fruits, and here I have legumes. So chickpeas are in the legumes category, and they are very high in fiber and protein. So as Kenny mentioned before, we want to try to limit the sodium in our diet to about 2,300 milligrams. And if you look at the food label, sodium will always be listed in milligrams. So it'll be really easy for you to add that up throughout the day. So first I'm just going to demonstrate how to easily get a garlic clove out of its skin. So I have my eggplant cutting board here, try to be as festive as possible. So when you buy a bulb of garlic, you're going to see that it comes in just a big bulb like that. And basically you just break that bulb apart until you get its little pieces inside. So first we're just going to place this on our cutting board here. Take our knife, make sure it's flat, parallel with the table, and we're just going to give it a little whack. And the skin should just peel right off. And sometimes if you have trouble still getting that off, you can just cut off the end here, and it'll come right off for you. And garlic, if there's fresh garlic in your recipe, you actually want to chop that up first before you do anything else, because garlic has phytochemicals in it. And if we chop up the garlic and let it sit on our cutting board, it allows these phytochemicals to form before they're destroyed by heat. So what I'm doing, I'm just mincing them here, rocking my knife back and forth. Just get it to a little mince, and of course, it kind of sticks to the knife, so just kind of get that back on the cutting board there. And just to make sure it's nice and fine, you can hold the tip of your knife, hold it steady, and then just rock back and forth. Okay, so our garlic is nice and minced. Now I have my chickpeas here, and I already rinsed them off. And by rinsing off our canned beans, we can actually decrease the sodium by about 40%. So it's really important. Anytime you have a canned item, try to give it a little rinse. You can also buy no sodium added chickpeas or any kinds of beans, so you may want to opt for that as well. So I have my chickpeas in my bowl. I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of olive oil, nice healthy fats. I have about 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. Dumping that right in as well. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And of course, our garlic, right from the cutting board. So again, these phytochemicals in our garlic are going to help us prevent tumor growth in stomach and bladder cells. So they're very cancer preventative. So I'm just mixing that all in. I'm going to place it on my baking sheet, and I've lined my baking sheet with tin foil, but you can use parchment paper, you can just use a plain old baking sheet and spray it with cooking spray, whatever you have around your kitchen. So I'm just going to dump these right on the baking sheet, making sure they're spread out in an even layer. You don't want to pile them up too high or else they won't roast and get crunchy. Okay. And that's pretty much everything. So they're nice and spread out. And you just bake them in the oven for about 45 minutes, making sure to keep them long enough so they get that crunchy texture. All right, and I think we're all ready to sample.